Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. So we welcome you all to Vrindavan Dham. It's our greatest fortune to be here in this holy land and in association of devotees. I don't want to make it any just formal class, but we just thought that since we have come from different places, some devotees are here from Attapur, some are from Bhiwandi, some are from Mumbai, and some from Surat. So I thought maybe we can discuss few things which will help us for our next 3 days in Dham and to create some understanding and mood when we are in this wonderful Dham, transcendental Dham. So how many of you are visiting Vrindavan for the very first time? So I think around maybe 15-20 of you, 15 hands I guess, visiting for the very first time, and that's also just for 2 more days, correct? Because I guess most of the devotees here who are right now sitting, and most of you have your train on Saturday evening, and today is Thursday, it's Thursday. So just Friday and Saturday. So for a very short trip, and whatever you might have thought will go to Vrindavan and what we will see and what you are seeing, you might find something different. But doesn't matter. We'll understand what should be the mood and our understanding. And even those who are coming for various times, like not coming for the first, second time, third time, fourth time, even for us, it's always nice to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it helps us to develop that mood or that bhav when we are in the Dham. It's not that I have the perfect mood, but together when we read, we will try to understand that. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaur Tushe Namah Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashanti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. My first visit when I got associated with ISKCON, and first time when His Grace Sitaram Prabhu was organizing Vrindavan Dham Yatra for our group. So it was in 2008, and I had some so-called commitments because of which I could not go that year for the Yatra. So then next year, 2009, I had the very good fortune to visit Vrindavan Dham with a very small group of devotees. Myself, Sitaram Prabhu and few more devotees from NIT Surat were there, and there was Nitai Madhav Prabhu and I guess even Narottam Priya Prabhu, and we were just 10 of us. That was 2009, 10 of us, and we had that good fortune to have His Grace Dinbandhu Prabhu taking us every day to different places, and he would speak Katha to just 10 of us. And now it's 2023, and we are just another 60 of us. Our growth is very slow. Isn't it? It's quite slow. So that's our disqualification actually. In 10 years we should have, outside firms they become 20 times, 30 times, 40 times in 10 years, in a decade. They grow like anything. Just like in 2014, they say this company Adani was nowhere, and 2022 it has become the world's richest. All this you have, reports now coming out, what is wrong and all those things. But anyhow, something happened. In 8-9 years, they became the guy became the richest person on the planet. So we need to still think and see how we can reach out to more and more people and make them devotees. But before that, we have to work on ourselves to become devotees. So now, since we all have come to this dham, and as I said, around 15-20 of you who may be coming for the first time, how many of you are coming for the second time? So if we see, then most of the members here who are coming, either they are first time or second time. At least more than 50% of devotees visiting here, it's maybe for you, it is either first time or second time to this beautiful Vrindavan Dham. So there is what we should do in the Dham, our scriptures, not only in the Dham, but in general, what we should do in our spiritual life. Our acharyas have explained what we should do to become more and more Krishna conscious. And they have summarized it, all these teachings. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes 64 items of devotional service. 64 items, like these are the 64 things one should do in his Krishna consciousness. Now for us it may be very difficult to even remember those 64 things. What to speak of doing it, How are we going to do? To-do list we'll have to put, 64 items. Did I do this today? Did I do this today? Did I do this today? It will be too difficult for us. So our acharyas, they have brought it down to just 5 things. And they tell that if you just do these 5 things, you will become perfect in Krishna consciousness. Just these 5 things. And that will make us perfect. So when we are in this dham right now for next 2 to 3 days, while we are in this dham which is visible to us, we can try our best to engage ourselves in these 5 things more and more. And when we go out of this dham and we go wherever we come from, we can still carry on to engage ourselves in these 5 things. And Srila Prabhupada, many places he mentions, it's not just limited to dham. He says that when I'm in New York, I think I'm in Vrindavan, because he's in one of the ISKCON temples in Vrindavan, in New York, and says where there is a Radha, where there is a Krishna, it is not different from Vrindavan. So Prabhupada explains about Vrindavan consciousness, that it's not just about the land, but to develop that consciousness. What is that consciousness, we will discuss a little later on. But first I would like to share this from Chaitanya Charitamrita. For next, not only 2 to 3 days, but even when we go back, if we implement these 5 things more and more in our life, we will progress in our spiritual life, we will become more and more Krishna conscious. So this verse is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can try to repeat behind me. It's very simple. Simple Bengali. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana. Mathura Vas Sri Murtera Sradhaya Sevana. Mathura Vas Sri Murtera Sradhaya Sevana. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana. 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 Mathura Vas Sri Murtira Sradhaya Sevana. 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 Sakala sadhana srishta ei pancha anga. 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 Krishna prema janmaye ei panchera alpasanga. Krishna prema janmaye ei panchera alpasanga. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So very simple. First, we discussed 2 verses we recited actually. The first verse talks about the 5 most potent items of devotional service, and the second verse just glorifies them, that this is the essence of devotional service. These 5 things he will do. So what are those 5 things? The first one is called Sadhu Sangha. The second one is Naam Kirtan. The third one is Bhagavad Shravan. The fourth one is Mathura Vas. And the fifth one is Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Seva. 5 things. You don't have to remember 64 items. Just these 5 things. So Sadhu Sangha. What is Sadhu Sangha? The association of devotees, especially advanced devotees. When we have this association, we learn from them. It is said that the root of devotional service or the root of our Krishna consciousness is the association of devotees. That association of devotees or Sadhu Sangha is something which helps us to grow in our Krishna consciousness. So we are here right now, and next 2 to 3 days, 4 days, whatever days you all are here, we'll have association. Like today morning you heard Mangal Aarti. Those who were there, we heard the Mangal Aarti being sung by His Grace Deen Bandhu Prabhu as a Prabhupada disciple. And you heard Guru Puja by His Holiness Bibi Govind Swami Maharaj. And now we'll go for evening post lunch, we'll go for one of the forests of Vrindavan, Bahulavan. There we will again hear some katha, some pastimes from His Grace Deen Bandhu Prabhu. And again, Hari Bol. And again next few days we'll have such opportunities to hear from him or attend a Bhagavatam class. And you have opportunities to meet your own seniors more and more time, not just limited to 2 hours of Sunday, but you have like 3 days, So Sadhu Sangha, the more we associate, that is one of the most important limbs, and it helps us to grow in our Krishna consciousness. Association, where we go and ask some questions or we learn from their lifestyle, and the answers which we get, we apply in our life. We get the answers, and next is apply in our life. So that will help us. And if you see anyone who has become a devotee in the history, it is only because he got association of some devotees. Just like Dhruv Maharaj, how he became devotee? Whose association he got? Narad Muni. Dhruv Maharaj got Narad Muni's association. What about Prahlad Maharaj? Whose association he got? Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, and Narad Muni preached him when he was in the womb of his mother. So like that, any personality, they have become like our founder Acharya, ISKCON's founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, whose association he got? His father, and then also his guru. His Prabhupada says that everything I learnt about Krishna consciousness I learnt from my father. And one thing I learnt from my guru was about writing books and printing books. And we all got opportunity. How did we get? Suddenly one day we became devotee? No. There are devotees who are constantly calling up, following up, enrolling for. We were just walking on the road and somebody gave a book and we came to a temple and we became devotee. There are someone here like this. There are some others who were properly enrolled for a course and you attended a session and you find it very enlightening and you started attending. It never happened that suddenly you got up from the bed in the morning and you felt that now I have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and let me go to ISKCON and get a bead. You met some devotee. Some devotee called you over a phone, this is a program, come. So that is Sadhu Sang. Now in this Dham, when we are here, we are supposed to do that, Sadhu Sang. And not only here, when we go back, we should continue that Sadhu Sang, the association. Take instructions to follow in our life, to apply in our life. That is Sadhu Sangha. We cannot see this dham from our eyes. If we see, we'll see only monkeys, we'll see peasants, we'll see hogs, dogs, and we'll see all big towers, and we will see various, sweet shops, bhojanalaya, and all those things. But if you want to really see, then Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Those whose eyes are anointed with love, they can see. With love, they will only see Krishna everywhere because their eyes were full with love for Krishna. And in their heart also they see always Krishna. We are not on that level. Our eyes are not like anointed with so much of love for Krishna. Just like, you don't feel like, I am sarcastic or I am making fun, but this we all had practical experience that we were in Dev Prayag and we were filling lot of water. Nothing wrong in that, to take water to home for family members. But we can just compare that thought. Like those who didn't come to Dev Prayag or Rishikesh, last 3-4 days we were there. So one day we went to a place called Dev Prayag and we took a dip. And many of our devotees have accumulated a lot of water. And those who could not come here, there, and you are here, then you can approach them and get some Ganga water from them. So in our consciousness we felt about the family. Correct? In the same way, when we feel about Krishna, how that consciousness will come. So when you go to the best of the places, you think, oh, I want to take this and I'll go and offer it to Shishi Radha Ras Bihari in Juhu. Or I'll offer this to Shishi Radha Madhav in ISKCON Attapur. Or wherever, or in Bhiwandi I will take it and maybe I'll take 2 cans of Ganga Jal and I'll give it to pujaris in ISKCON Bhiwandi to use it for the worship of Shishi Radha Madhav in ISKCON Bhiwandi. So when we think like this, then we are starting thinking, we are becoming more and more Krishna conscious. So the point is that sadhu sang, the more we are in association of devotees, this is possible. And we see the example of so many great devotees. Prabhupada went to the West, he made everyone into devotees. That was his association, Someone said, asked Prabhupada, how is that we became devotees? We have not done anything. Neither we have born into any Brahmana family, neither in India, nothing. How come we became devotees? We foreigners, How is that? Is that something causeless mercy? How is that? Or what was our good karma that we became devotees? Prabhupada said that I created good fortune for you, that's how you became devotees. Like how did he create good fortune for him? He prepared prasadam for all the foreigners and he would personally cook and give them to eat. Now those who went to the temple, you saw like these devotees like His Grace Deen Bandhu Prabhu, Baby Goi Maharaj, they all became devotees during Prabhupada when he was preaching. They experienced, they saw Prabhupada, they met devotees and they became devotees. And now 50 years, 40 years, they don't want to leave Vrindavan Dham. They don't want to leave. So that was a sadhu or association of devotees which creates good fortune in our life, so that how we become devotees. Otherwise not possible. So sadhu sang is possible here, which we should do a lot here. And when we go back, is it possible in our places like Juhu, Bhiwandi, Attapur, or not possible there? We have to plan. Otherwise we do a lot of asadhu sang. And then we lost. One time, yesterday this story was told to me by Nityanand Chandra Prabhu only. I told him, before you go to sleep, you tell me one story. So he told me this story. So I thought I'll share with all of you. About the glories of sadhu sang. So one time Narad Muni went to Vishnu and he said, I want to know what is the glory of, what is the value of sadhu sang. What's its value, what's its glory? So Lord told him, on the earth planet there is an earthworm, can you see? He said, I can see that worm. Go and ask to the worm. So Narad Muni said, how can I go and ask to the worm? What is that glory? What do you say? Yeah, glory of sadhu sang. So he went to the earthworm and said, what is the glory of the sadhu sang? The earthworm only died. Narad Muni asked this question and earthworm died. Narad Muni went back to Vishnu and said, I asked and the worm died. Lord said, no worries, go now. A cow has given birth to a calf. Go and ask to the calf, what is the value of sadhu sang? Narad Muni said, if I go and if I ask and if the calf also dies, then I will get a go hatya aparad. Said, no, don't worry, go. Narad Muni went and asked to the calf, what is the value of sadhu sang? The calf died. Narad Muni said, my God, I am asking what is the value, and first time the worm died, now the calf died. He said, I did such a big go hatya aparad. He went to Lord, he said, what is this, Lord? I was telling you, go and ask, and they are dying asking this question. I got offense of killing a cow. Lord said, no, don't worry. No, you will not get any aparad. So how do I get my answer now? Lord says, go this home, particular home, there's a girl child is born, go and ask that child. Narad Muni said, already a worm died, a calf died. Now if I go and ask this girl child, if she also dies, what I am doing then? But as for the Lord's instruction, he went. He went to this small child, just born baby. So what is the glory of, what is the value of sadhu sang? The baby started talking. He said, Narad Muni, When the first time you came, I was a worm, and by association I could give up my lowly worm body, and I got promoted to a cow body. The second time when you came and gave me your association, I could give up the cow body and I have got promotion to now a human body. And because of your association now in having a human body, I am sure now I will be promoted to spiritual planet after practicing Krishna consciousness in this particular human body in this particular life. So that is the value of sadhu sangha, just a small story that how we are promoted. So why I am stressing here, because we are here as and more opportunities are there of classes, either in temple or when we go for katha with Deenbandhu Prabhu, we should not get, or any other senior devotee is going to lead the parikrama and tell us katha, we should not get pulled for selfies and status and Insta status and our stories and reels. We should be more focused on hearing that attentively and learning from there. So that's sadhu sangha. Second one was Naam Kirtan, the chanting of the holy name, Naam Kirtan, which we all are chanting. Some of you may not be chanting 16 rounds. This is a wonderful opportunity to chant 16 rounds in Braj, because here we are exclusively for practicing Krishna consciousness. So let's chant more and more rounds here, at least 16. If you can, it is said that chanting one round here gives benefit 1,000 times, So don't feel otherwise, okay, for 16 क्या करना है, एक round कर लिया and 1,000 rounds का benefit मिला, So what is the use of going for me 16, No, so we should understand, if one round is giving 1,000 benefits, for so long, last 20 years, 25 years, I have not chanted a single round, and my life has gone in all sense gratification. So here is the opportunity, let me chant more and more. 16 rounds we have to chant every day. At least in Dham, when we are here, those who are not able to chant otherwise, try that you chant every day 16 rounds. And other than chanting, if there is no other activity happening, we should still continue chanting more rounds. And when there is a kirtan going on, like when we go on parikrama, we do kirtan, like day after tomorrow we are doing Govardhan parikrama, we would like to do that parikrama with kirtan. So we all should enthusiastically participate in that kirtan, because this sankirtan, this chanting is the Yug Dharma, and again, it is one of the most important limbs of devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes 5 as the most important. First one we discussed sadhu sangha. Second one is Naam Kirtan. Naam Kirtan, the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Like those devotees who came with us to Haridwar and Rishikesh, we saw that we were doing Sankirtan and so many people with us were joining. So many people from other countries who have never heard of Krishna or who doesn't know anything. When they would see us chanting and dancing, they would also come and start dancing with us. It's not that we would invite them, come. They would just feel some ecstasy, no, I should also join. So the kirtan is so powerful that it immediately touches our heart. Sometimes we become, it says, if we become too familiar of something, it loses its value. But it is so powerful, the Sankirtan is so powerful. So just joining together hands and clapping, It is said when you clap in the kirtan, what happens? The lines, the rekha, the lines will change. If you want to change your lines, Sankirtan, we just clap, the lines of the hand changes. And we get more and more good Krishna conscious fortune in our life. So clapping in the kirtan or dancing in the kirtan, there are so much glories of kirtan. But at least for ourselves, when we are in the dham and when we go back to our respective places, should try to continue this chanting. So chanting every day, at least in the dham 16 rounds, and when we go back then at least some committed number of rounds, 5, 10, 12, and then try to increase it. So that is Naam Sankirtan. And what's the third one? Bhagavad Shravan. Bhagavad Shravan means hearing about pastimes of Krishna, or hearing about Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks about pastimes of Krishna and pastimes of devotees of Krishna, or everything in relation to Krishna. So that is Bhagavad Shravan. So it's natural, if we associate with devotees, there will be hearing, more and more hearing. Nowadays, we have so many books available in apps, like there's an app called Gita Base. Heard of this app, Gita Base? You get all the books of Prabhupada, especially Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So that's my next suggestion, request, as well as written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that we should try to read. It has been observed that sometimes devotees come to Vrindavan Dham and they chant, 64 rounds, 72 rounds, and they come, Prabhuji, yesterday I did 64 rounds, and today I hit century only, I have crossed 100 rounds already, And when they go back to Mumbai or Attapur, what's happening, Prabhu, I'm just trying to, today do my opening, Not even one round has happened, I'm so busy. So we should not become like that, here we are crossing 100 rounds and we go back and there we are not able to do even one round. So Shravan, so that's why when we hear philosophy, then we get conviction that why I should chant. That's why we should hear attentively or read books. So that's why I'm saying you have these books called Gita Base app. We have even physical book. Reading in the phone is very disturbing and distracting. So better to have a physical copy of a book and read and understand philosophy. Why am I chanting? And how do I maintain my regular chanting when I go back? How do I maintain it nicely? Like today morning you heard after the Shastrakam 10 offenses to the chanting of the holy name. Some of you might have heard it for the first time, 10 offenses. So this is called Naam Aparadh. So when we hear this, that happens in association of devotees. So the more we hear, the more we will be convinced. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate Vasudeva saramiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. He says after many births, Bhunam janmanam ante, after many births, jnanvan, those who are very jnani, mam prapadyate, they surrender unto me. Such kind of souls are very rare. Because many people, they come to Krishna consciousness because they feel, I am in so much of distress. As soon as the distress is over, they go away. I have seen so many such cases. They come, they have some problems are solved, they are gone. Some come because they are not getting a job or they want money or their business is not doing well. As soon as things goes well, they are again gone. And the third category of people who are inquisitive. They'll ask lot of questions. You give answers. And after that, okay, thank you. They just go away. But those who are jnani means those who have understood the philosophy to their heart. Okay, I understand now why am I chanting and everything. So they continue to practice. So Krishna is Bhunam Janmanam Ante, after many births. So our goal is not to become jnani, but when we read these books, we understand the philosophy that why I am chanting. Otherwise, if there is no philosophy, then it just becomes ritualistic, which is sentimentalism. And if there is only rituals, and if there are only rituals and no philosophy, then it is sentimentalism. And if it is only philosophy and no rituals, then it becomes speculation or some guesswork. Our acharyas say like this. So that's why Shravan, Bhagavad Shravan, which is going to happen next 2-3 days here, as well as when we go back. What is the fourth one? Sadhu Sang, Naam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan and Mathura Vas. Staying in a holy place, living at Mathura. Now we are here living. This is Braj Dham, Braj Kshetra. This is Mathura Vas means staying in a holy place. In fact, not only holy place, but the translation is residing at Mathura. That is the meaning, residing at Mathura. So right now, we can very boldly say that we are this all zone, like Vrindavan. What is the name of the district? Mathura. It's Mathura district only. So we all are in Mathura. And for next 2-3 nights, we have Mathura Vas. But when you go back, Bhivandi Vas, Attapur Vas, No, then if we go with this consciousness, if we think about Krishna, if we spend our time more and more in temple, and some of you join temple, that is Mathura Vas, staying in the temple, staying in this, or staying at home but making your home into a temple is as good as Mathura Vas. Because wherever there is a Radha Krishna being worshipped, as per our scriptures, as per our scriptural guidelines, it is called Panchratrika Vidhi, that place is Mathura. That place is Vrindavan. Wherever Radha and Krishna are worshipped, that place is Mathura and Vrindavan. So we have this good fortune here. It is said that even sleeping in Mathura is like performing lot of yajna. The benefit, like bowing down is itself giving benefit of performing hundreds of yajnas. That kind of benefit comes. Even just sleeping in a dham. You want to take some rest. That itself gives so much of pious credits. Not pious, but bhakti credits, spiritual credits. And the last one is, you remember that? Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. The meaning is worshipping the deity with faith and veneration. Worshipping the deity with faith and veneration. Like when you go in the morning and you see Mangalarti, you see what the Pujari is doing? He is offering so many paraphernalia. He is offering agarbatti, then he is offering dhoop, flowers and water, and then chamar and peacock feather. So he is doing the deity worship. And then what do? We also assist in deity worship. What we are doing? We are singing kirtans and bhajans. And then again you have darshanarti, where again nice flowers, fresh flowers are offered and clothes and everything. And we sing bhajan. So that's how we participate in deity worship. Not each one of us can get into the altar and one will put flower to Krishna here, one will put here. But we participate by singing in front of the Lord, and in that way Pujari is doing, and Pujari is representing all of us. So worshipping the deity. So you see these such beautiful deities of Gaur Nitya and Krishna Balram is so beautiful, and Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. This deity is installed by Srila Prabhupada personally in 1975 on the day of Ram Navami. This temple was inaugurated. So these deities, they are non-different from Krishna, non-different. And like that we will go to so many places. It is said that there are 5,000 temples in Vrindavan. I mean, even if we want to go to every temple, we will not able to go. 5,000 temples, and everywhere we see people worship Krishna, Radha, Krishna, and everywhere throughout Braj. It's in Hindi it is called Chaurasi Kos Parikrama. So everywhere this worship is there in the Vrindavan Dham or Braj. 5,000, and before that there was much more, but it got lost because of so much of Muslim invasion and all other factors. So all these places, this worship is going on of the deities. We should understand, we should not go and judge. These are more beautiful deities, these are less beautiful deities. Suppose if you go outside and if you wear goggles with red color glasses, how we will see everywhere? Red color. That's not the outside red color, but our vision has a problem because we have put a covering. So when we go around, when we go for darshan and we start thinking that way, this is more beautiful, that is less beautiful, that is actually the problem of our vision. Krishna is transcendental and most beautiful. But because our vision is very material, we judge in that way. So we should not judge in that way because every deity here in this Vrindavan Dham is worshipable. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he sent 6 Goswamis to Vrindavan. Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Jeev Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, and Srila Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And these Goswamis have established temples in Vrindavan which are called Goswami temples, which are 500 years old, the oldest temples of Vrindavan, made by them. So when you came in Kartik, we went to few of those temples, and maybe tomorrow evening we can visit a couple of them because it may not be possible to go everywhere. And they have stayed there, they have worshipped such beautiful deities there. So we should always understand that these deities are installed by such great Goswamis and whoever, great devotees, they all are very, very worshipable, non-different from Krishna. Non-different from Krishna. How I will get that mood and how I understand it is non-different from Krishna? The more and more we do sadhu sang and the more and more we hear about Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's activities, then it is possible. So the last element is Sri Murtera Shraddhaya Sevana, with faith. With faith. If there is no faith, then it's all over. To have full faith, then it is possible to have that faith. Like there was a Daku, a thief. What was his name? Bhagat, Daku Bhagat. Isn't it that's name? Our acharyas tell this story. So one time he stole something and was running away. And police was running behind him to catch him. Then he saw one Bhagavad Katha was going on. He went and sat there. He went and sat in the Bhagavad Katha. Then police could not identify him. The one who was speaking Bhagavad Katha was speaking from Srimad Bhagavatam. He was describing Krishna is having such a beautiful smile. He has got his eyes which are like, lotuses. He has got golden bracelets, golden earrings, all pearls and diamonds. And he was reading. So he was a thief, this guy was a thief. But he was having some faith in the sadhu. Sadhus, they speak genuine thing and all the thing. So he heard the full description of Krishna. It was like so opulent. He thought, every day I go here and there and steal small things and people, police is behind me. If I go and catch this Krishna and I steal all his jewelries, my whole life problem will be solved. Because he has got so many diamonds, he has got so many jewels, pearls, golds. He thought, big plan, target Krishna only. So after the class, he went to the sadhu and said, you are talking about Krishna, where is this guy? So that sadhu was little, surprised, what this guy is asking. No. Then he insisted, no, you tell me where I can get this guy, where is the location? So the sadhu, just to get rid of him, he told, you go to Vrindavan, And he said, what's their name? He said, Krishna and Balram. So he went on telling Vrindavan Dham and Krishna and Balram. Like that, he came all the way walking and reached to Braj. And here, he asked few people, where can I meet Krishna and Balram? And people started making some fun, what he has come asking for Krishna and Balram. But he was having full faith that sadhu has read from Bhagavatam and it is mentioned there about Krishna Balram. So with full faith, he was just chanting Krishna Balram, where are you? He was shouting to get them. And because he was having that faith, although he was a thief, but he was having full faith in the word of the scriptures, when in that way he was like constantly chanting Krishna and Balram and asking, where are you, looking for them, going everywhere, Krishna and Balram appeared in front of him, dancing. And when he saw them, he could remember that whatever the sadhu said, exactly it's matching. Their jewelries, their look, their smile, what they are doing, they have got a flute, and they have got their bugle. So he understood, yes, I met them. Then there's a very nice drama also on this. And then he has some exchanges with them. Then he says, give me your jewelries. And like that further discussion goes on. Krishna Balram says, no, you will not give. If you give, mother will get angry. And this thief, because now he is having direct association of Krishna Balram, he gets completely purified. And he becomes a perfect devotee. What is the most important thing in this story? The faith that Krishna and Balram are there. Similarly, there is one more story in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks about a pastime of Sakshi Gopal. It's a long story, but one Brahmana who was promised by an older Brahmana that he will marry his daughter to this younger Brahmana in front of a Gopal deity in Vrindavan Dham. But when the old Brahmana went back, his elder sons refused to give their sister to this young Brahmana. So this young Brahmana said, you have spoken in front of the Gopal. I didn't want you to marry, but you told. And now Gopal was the witness. If you don't follow this, you will fall down from your platform of Brahmana, at least fulfill that. The sons of this older Brahmana told, if Gopal was the Sakshi witness, call Gopal here. So this young Brahmana, he came to Vrindavan Dham. He went to Gopal and he said, Gopal, you were the witness. Please come with me. Gopal said, how can I walk? I am a statue. I am a stone form. The young Brahmana said, if you can talk, why can't you walk? And then there were some terms and conditions, and Lord went walking all the way to a city in South India where the temple was installed, Sakshi Gopal. Later on this deity moved now to nearby Jagannath Puri, Sakshi Gopal. So we should understand from these pastimes that this form which you see in the temple of Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balram, Radha Shyam Sundar, they are not different from the Supreme Personality. Don't think that they are some stone or wood or statue. And not only here, wherever we go to, all the temples will go in Vrindavan, not all. but wherever we go in our parikrama next 2-3 days, all these places have full faith that they are non-different from Krishna. Krishna is residing here. This is a Vrindavan Dham, 5,000 temples. When I came for the first time, these electric rickshaws were not there. So everyone would just say Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. That was the only word which would come out. Rickshaw wala is driving, he wants his space, he will say Radhe, Radhe. Some people want something, they will say Radhe, Radhe. But now with progress of Kali Yuga and electric vehicles and this horn has come, so now they don't chant. But Tanga wala, rickshaw wala, everyone would only chant Radhe, Radhe. If they anything, that was the thing only they would utter from their mouth. Because this place belongs to Srimati Radharani. That is the significance. So it's our great fortune that we will have the opportunity to perform these 5 things when we are here. And it is mentioned, these 5 limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Even a slight performance of these 5 awakens love for Krishna. Even slight performance of these 5 things. So our fortune is that we'll have opportunity to perform not slightly, but much more way, much more. So take this opportunity of being in Vrindavan Dham and perform these 5 things. What first one? Sadhu Sang. Second one? Third one? Fourth? Mathura Vas, which is naturally going to happen. You don't have to do anything for this. But if you are here and if our consciousness is in Mumbai, then it is not Mathura Vas. And 5th one is? You can say deity worship. Deity worship with faith. Shri Murtera Sradhaya Sevana. Deity worship with faith. So when you go to the temple in Mangal Aarti or in Darshan Aarti, we should have full faith that, oh, Krishna Balram is here. They are smiling. This guy got up today and came. Otherwise we are used to sleep late in Mumbai, but now here, Lord is pleased. And Balram is having his hand on Krishna. And they are making a point, oh, this guy has come today for Mangal Aarti. Attendance is being marked by the Lord himself. So, take this opportunity of visiting Vrindavan Dham. This is considered Krishna's home. Krishna's home. And very, very special, Just like I was talking to one of our devotee who is into raising funds and meeting people. So he went to meet one time one donor. He used to meet that donor. Then another time he said the donor was not giving time, so he went to his home. And his home, it was so nice. His wife was the donor's wife. She was also very well behaved and very respectful, very welcoming. So like that he went and he told his wife, you tell Prabhuji to give some time to me and he help us. So later on when the donor, he came to know that the Maharaj came to my house, he said, Maharajji, you only come to my office, don't come to my home, that please don't come my home, only come to my office, it's okay, whatever you want to tell, take, let's keep it limited to office. So in the similar way, I am giving this example that we are also very reluctant to take anyone immediately to our home. If you want to meet anyone, say, wait outside my house. How quickly or frequently we take people inside our home? We don't generally. We generally meet in the office, or meet outside house, or meet at some park, or meet at some, CCD, or meet at some mall, not in the house immediately. But if relationship is very thick, then I meet at the house. So in the similar way, this is the home of Krishna, Vrindavan Dham, Goloka Dham is home of Krishna. And here, to enter into this Dham, we have to develop that love or that relationship with Krishna. It is a great fortune that we are here, which is the personally home of Krishna. And how do we understand, how do we know, how do we see the Dham? We see the Dham with the eyes of the great sadhus, great devotees. Just like before Srila Prabhupada went to the West, this was just a small village. No one knew about Vrindavan. It was not much known. But when Prabhupada went to the West, he got his disciples and he constructed this Krishna Balram Mandir. And because of the Western devotees, this temple became known as Angrejo Ka Mandir. This time also we were in which city? Haridwar. Not Haridwar. Tenpura. No, Tekanpur. The Tekanpur, we went to a city called Tekanpur in our Sankirtan, and the community hall owner, they are, अच्छा आप लोग अंग्रेजों के मंदिर से आए हो. She didn't mention कि you have come from ISKCON temple or Hare Krishna मंदिर. She said अंग्रेजों के मंदिर से आए हो. Can you imagine the power of preaching of Prabhupada? Till now people recognize this temple as अंग्रेजों का मंदिर, you know. It's a big thing, you know. अंग्रेजों का मंदिर. That's what she told us, isn't it? Said, आप लोग अंग्रेजों के मंदिर से आए हो. Like that she said. And even in Haridwar, Rishikesh, people are thinking, अच्छा आप लोग अंग्रेजों के मंदिर से हो क्या? So the point is that this whole dham is revealed to us because of Srila Prabhupada. He went to the West, he brought Western disciples, he established. Somebody asked Swamiji, why you are making such big, big temples? Prabhupada says, I don't need, I can sit below a tree and also chant. But you will not come. But if I make a big temple, then all will come to see, oh, what is there? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say that desire to see all this big temple outside people, it is an eye exercise. Go here, see this, see that, you know. Then people say, oh, that is a special forest. Every night Radha Krishna come and do pastime, you know, and it is all advertised on social media. This is all eye exercise. Actually, we cannot see from these material eyes. Just like there are so many microorganisms here, but we cannot see from this eyes. You need a microscope. In a similar way, we want to see the dham, we have to see from the eyes of scriptures. That is called Shastra Chakshu, seeing from the ears. Someone may feel, oh, I have come to dham, I am not feeling great ecstasy in me. That's not the problem with the dham, that's our problem. Because I have so much of anarthas, I have so much of impurities, I have my shortcomings. That's why it's not happening. So I have to improve myself, I have to uplift myself. Isn't it? So we are in this dham, which is the home of Krishna. Krishna appeared here 5,000 years back and performed his pastimes. When Krishna would go every day for his pastimes, to do his leela for Gocharan or whatever, one time Mother Yashoda told Krishna that, Krishna, why don't you wear slippers, take shoes, because there are so many kankad, patthar and all those things. Krishna said, I can wear slippers, but I have got 9 lakh cows and I am their servant. Cows, I am the servant of the cows because I take them for herding and I am their servant. So how can a servant wear if the master is not wearing? So please provide slippers to all the cows. Now 9 lakhs cows means how many slippers? 36 lakhs. So because it's not possible in 36 lakhs. Everything is possible in spiritual world, but in that Leela it was not possible. So because it was not possible, then Krishna also didn't wear the slipper. When the cows heard that Krishna mother is concerned, Yashoda is concerned, that Krishna's lotus feet may get troubled because of the kankad, patthar and whatever thorns, the cows, they smashed the whole dust of Vrindavan by their hoofs and made into powder. And that's why the dust of Vrindavan is very special. Like right now here we see cement and all, but when we go to some forest areas and you put your feet, you'll see the impression comes because the dust is so fine here. So when Krishna would walk, everywhere his footprints would come. And that's how people, the Brajvasis would know, now Krishna has gone this way or he has gone that way, because his footprints get imprinted on the dust of Braja. So this is the place where Krishna has performed his pastimes. Personally walked barefoot. Krishna never wore slippers when he was Vrindavan. So that doesn't mean that you don't wear, it's up to see your practical conveniences. Some of you might have noticed I am not wearing because my slippers got stolen yesterday. Yeah, that's the truth, you know. I lost it yesterday before coming here somewhere. So I'll get it and I'll wear. But because of some of you may not be very comfortable walking barefoot on the road and all. So this is Krishna's pastime. Whatever is comfortable for you, wearing or not wearing, you do that. So Krishna never wore for as long. It is said he stayed here for how many years? No, how many years Krishna was in Vrindavan, Braj, before going to Mathura? Somewhere it is said 11, 12, like he was very young, very young. At that time he went, so till the time he was in Braj, he never wore slippers. He was always barefoot. And it was all one. It was Vrindavan, the forest of Tulsi, Vrindavan. Another meaning of Vrindavan is the one of devotees, Vrinda, like we say, no? जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Vrinda means group. So Vrindavan means a forest or a place where you only see groups of devotees. So that is also Vrindavan. Only groups of devotees and nothing else. So this is a place which is home of Krishna, very very dear to Krishna. Krishna appeared here. This dham is called non-different from Krishna's dham in Goloka. Krishna's pastimes are going on every time here. Why can't we see? We can see if we raise our consciousness to that level, then we can see. And if we cannot, then we cannot. But if we purify ourselves, then we can see Krishna performing his pastimes here. Because Krishna always performs his pastimes. Nitya Leela. Always it's going on. Eternally his pastimes are going on. So our goal, our aim, our mood should be here to do these 5 things. Once again, first, Sadhu Sangha, Naam Kirtan, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna, Bhagavad Shravan, that is naturally we are here. And 5th is deity worship with faith. With faith. Wherever you see the deities, we get opportunity to get Charnamrit. This all we have to do with lot of faith. That yes, Krishna is here. Radha, Krishna, Radha, Shyam Sundar, whatever beautiful deities, they are here. This is a place, Braj Dham, this is a place meant for doing tapasya, austerities. It is said, our Goswamis, Nidra Har Vihar Kadi Vichita. They gave up eating, sleeping, defending everything when they are in Vrindavan, and they would stay below different trees every day. Different trees every day, and that's how they would perform their bhajan. Bhajan means they would chant whole day. They would not look for, what's in the lunch today, what's the menu, or how was the night Italian pasta and soup, and what's in the dinner. They don't look for that. The 6 Goswamis, Nidra Har Vihar Kadi Vichita. They gave up sleeping, eating, all kind of sense gratification, just to serve Radha and Krishna, performing severe austerities in different forests of Vrindavan, different trees of Vrindavan. So it is a place where many great souls, many great acharyas have performed bhajan, and you can experience that energy here because it is so easy to chant here Hare Krishna. I am sure you all must be feeling. Are you feeling it's easy? It is like so easy. Chanting is so smooth here. I mean, you just want to go on chanting because the whole vibrations are so Krishna conscious here. The whole, anywhere you go, you just see devotees, everyone chanting, everywhere you see Radha Krishna photos, everything is like that. So because the energy of Krishna conscious energy or transcendental energy is so high here, it is so easy to chant here. That's the power of this Vrindavan Dham. And let's make the best use of this opportunity for us, that when we are here in this Dham, we make as much as possible progress in Krishna consciousness and take some resolutions to improve your Krishna consciousness, to increase our commitments in Krishna consciousness, and to learn from so many visitors here. You see, it's not at all, it is so easy for us, just book a train ticket and 20 hours, 15 hours we are here. And you see in Krishna Balram Mandir and not even outside, so many devotees coming from around the planet. They work for 7, 8, 9 months, save money, then they buy a ticket, somehow or other they get a visa, and they come here, and that also so many they get cheated because Western people, but still they choose to be here and practice Krishna consciousness. So the way Krishna is attracting them, that from far countries people come to practice Krishna consciousness here. And for us it is so easily available. So we should understand our good fortune and meditate on that, contemplate on that, and use this opportunity to grow more and more in Krishna consciousness. Because we don't know when we will come again and what will be the situation. But these next 2-3 days, make the best out of it by attending every day Mangala Aarti. Temple is so nearby for us, just a 1 minute walk. And along with Mangala Aarti, then chanting And if you go for parikrama, then make sure you keep on chanting. And in that way, if you have more spiritual questions, you can ask your superiors. And if you get opportunity to attend Srimad Bhagavatam class, attend that. And in that way, read books, either a physical book or in your phone app. But let's try to be more and more. For next 2-3 days, just forget the world where we come from and engage ourselves more and more in Krishna conscious activities. Then that will be the best use of Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or any comments if you have, if you want to ask anything? Yes, Prabhu. So, Prabhu is saying some etiquettes. Actually, when we are in the Dham, we should be very careful. I hope everyone here knows 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. We should not watch movies or play filmy songs or anything other than Hare Krishna Kirtan. Take a bath in the morning. Try to next 2-3 days wear fresh clothes, and best would be to wear dhoti kurta. It looks so nice. Just like suppose there is a simple example. If you see soldiers, what do they wear? They have a particular uniform. The soldiers can even shoot wearing a lungi and a banyan also. But they don't do that. They have a proper boots and they have proper shirts and jackets. It creates a mood. Okay, I am a soldier. Similarly, when we wear that devotional attire, having dhoti, kurta, and always having tilak on the forehead. In fact, we put tilak at 12 parts of the body, which you can learn from your seniors, but at least the display should be good. You have display section. So at least you should put one tilak, but if you learn to put all the 12 tilaks, wonderful. You can have this thing that every day I'll put 12 tilaks, which you can learn here for devotees, how to put 12 places tilak. So wear dhoti kurta, have devotional attire. It's not very costly to have a dhoti kurta, just 500-600 rupees you get, and you can every day wear dhoti kurta, at least in the Dham. It will be a very nice experience, and it will help us. Wearing a devotional attire helps us to develop a devotional mood also. See, it is very natural. The kind of clothes we wear, it affects our consciousness. Like if you go for a college party or a company party and that kind of dress they have, and then when you go with the formals to the office, we have a kind of mood set. So the children, when they go to school in the uniform, immediately we know these are school children going to school. So as soon as we wear dhoti kurta with a bead bag, we chant Hare Krishna. When people see us, they also say, "Ye Hare Krishna wala hai." They also chant Hare Krishna. So you can get rid of this troublesome jeans and all that, and experience some nice, relaxed. Isn't it? It is so relaxed, dhoti kurta. So I would recommend. It's not a force, but if you can, it is wonderful to wear dhoti kurta. It's our attire. It's not anything different. This was happening in our country maybe 50 years back. Even if you see movies which are like 1940s, 1930s, 50s, most of the characters are wearing dhoti kurta in that. So that was for centuries. This current clothing is a Western outfit. So try, experience dhoti kurta wearing in Vrindavan Dham. And the living entities which are in the Dham, all these you see, monkeys, pigs, dogs, actually they all are Krishna devotees. We should not chase them away. We should not show legs to them. We should be very respectful to them. Because of some reason they have come in that form. But they all are great devotees to take birth in Vrindavan Dham. So we should not chase them, show legs to them, or misbehave with them. No, they all are worshipable. All the living entities in this Braj, worshipable. Monkeys, animals, buffaloes, pigs, hogs, whatever, all are worshipable. So we should not misbehave with them or chase them away or show legs to them. It's highly disrespectful to do that in Dham. Then when you go for parikrama, there are many dham vasis who are resident here. We should not judge, oh, see, he is smoking, oh, he is eating tobacco, oh, he is doing this, he is in dham. Never think like this. They are in dham, they are directly under Krishna's jurisdiction. Krishna will take care of them. So we didn't get opportunity to take birth in dham. For most of us, after 25 years, we are coming first time to the dham. But from day one, they have no doubt. They don't need device course to understand Krishna is God, like for of us, we have secret of success, discover yourself. Then also we say we have a doubt. For them, the day they took birth, they know Krishna is Supreme God. Whatever they do in the dham, they accept Krishna as Supreme God without doubt. They have no doubt in that. From the day when they are devotees. So we should not judge any Brajvasis here by our calculations of whatever we have heard or read, and we should be respectful to them. Some places we go, then some small kids and all, or some pandas or someone may come asking something. It's not a big deal to give 10-20 rupees, or if you have some food to give. That's here to, like I've heard this from Sitaram, he says they all are here to make us realize that how much we are attached to our 1 rupee, How much we are attached to our 10 rupees. No, I have nothing. And then we want Krishna, first give up your attachment, give. If you want Krishna, you give up attachments of this world. And learn to tolerate. But never become offensive, never become angry. On any dham vasis, you should not get angry, anyone. Similarly, there are so many Western people and all, we should not gaze or have dirty looks and all. Should be very respectful. Matravat pardarishu, see every woman as mother. That should be our understanding. They all are worshipable mothers. They all are servants of Krishna. They are supposed to be engaged. They are engaged in service of Krishna. And we should only look as the way mothers. So these are the few things. Chant more and more. Ishan Gopu sent me one message. Vrindavan Mahatmya says that Braj is imbued with Krishna Bhakti. Hearing the birds chirping in the Braja is more purifying than hearing the Vedic hymns. So when you go somewhere in Dham, you hear the chirping of the birds, that is more purifying than hearing the Vedic hymns, chanting of mantras. Participate in kirtan, arti, and all these things, Should avoid, Shamapu has sent me some points, etiquettes. Should avoid what's happening in elections, who is going to win. Let me offer a prayer to Radha Syam Sundar that please this party only should come back next year. So as all Parikalpa talking about any outside thing, material world, asking each other, so what's those who are working, what's offer you are getting in the company, what's your plan ahead? I am a student, what do you suggest me? What should I do after going back from Vrindavan Dham? So we should not get into any Prajalpa. Prajalpa means talking about mundane things of this material world. Only Krishna conscious things. Keep away from selfies. We really don't get anything out of it. It's just wasters of time, and nowadays even people die taking selfies and all, It has come in the news. So save yourself and no need to get involved. If Krishna recognizes you, nothing else is needed. And Krishna doesn't recognize whatever posts we make on any platform, no good. Minimize your phone usage and increase your Krishna conscious activities, and be careful, respectful. Hare Krishna. To end with a quote of Prabhupada, this is a lecture of Prabhupada in Vrindavan Dham. We are in Vrindavan Dham. Why Vrindavan Dham is worshipped? Because the Vrindavan Dham is non-different from Krishna. When you take little dust from Vrindavan Dham and take it, that means you are taking the dust of Krishna's lotus feet and you take it. Vrindavan Dham is so important. Lecture of Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan on September 17, 1975. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So once again I express my gratitude, and I am very thankful to see all of you, and very happy also to see all of you coming to this Vrindavan Dham. And I wish you very Krishna conscious stay and a healthy stay in Vrindavan Dham, and we hope that this next 2 to 3 days of yatra is a very inspiring opportunity for each one of us, that we practice Krishna consciousness more nicely, more sincerely, and go on this journey. So we always, meet in temple, not only in yatras. Again and again we meet in the temple when we go back, and again we join in upcoming yatras also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.